Hi, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 1st to the 15th, 2023 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. If you're interested to enter to receive a free reading, put a snowman emoji in the comment box. A person will be chosen at random and announced at the end of the month of December. In a separate video, completely separate video, I will not be contacting you through the comment box, so don't be scammed by anybody, and good luck to everyone. So don't be scammed by anybody contacting you through the comment box. It will not be me. All right? Now, if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It's listed in the description box below, as are all the cards that I'm using in today's reading. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Taurus, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. We have the King of Swords crowning the reading. We have the King of Pentacles reversed. We are represented by the Pentacles in the minor arcana, so do be aware about that. We have the Moon card coming through, which is also Pisces energy. We have the Holly King, which is the Emperor reversed. This is Aries energy. So if you're born on the cusp with Aries, this can be causing a bit of friction, a bit of tension. Also, if you have Aries within your chart, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. We have the Hangman reversed. We're going to do one more, angels and spirit guides. And we have the Knight of Wands reversed. So it's not a bad reading. I know people are going to say, oh, Dane, there are so many cards reversed. This is absolutely terrible. No, it's not. It's good warnings. There's a lot that's happening during this time, astrologically speaking, and we're going to get into that. Now, I have taken out the phases of the moon because that would make this just super long. It's going to be quite enough as is, quite enough information as is. But let me know if you want to hear about the different phases of the moon, because we can incorporate that maybe next month or maybe the last half of this month if you guys are interested. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, this one just popped right up while I was shuffling them. So this is authentic reversed. It will be very easy for us during this time to be what people want us to be. Not who we are or who we want to be for ourselves, but what we think people want us to be. So just being aware right here, Spirit is saying authentic reverse. Remember to be authentically who you are. Embrace what you want. Embrace not in that egotistical, me-centric type of way, but in a sense of this is who I am. Like, this is what I like. This is what I don't like. I'm not going to, kind of hide away from myself. And that's going to be very important during this time, Taurus. It's like, this is me. We talk a lot about authenticity. That word gets thrown around a lot lately. And it's good. We want to be authentic, right? But it's something that seems to have lost a little bit of meaning when everybody throws it around. And it's really saying, who are you? And taking that time and quietly saying, who am I? What do I love? What do I want? And what is sacredly important to me? That's going to be a very big deal during this time. What is sacredly important to me? Who is my sacred self? So let's see what spirit, not what spirit, but let's see what our chakra energy is. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Here we have I am presence reversed. This is the crown chakra. And with the I am presence reversed, I am what? So that's what we can be saying to ourselves. I am what? Why am I here? It very much falls into alignment with authentic reversed, and even the King of Pentacles reversed, where we sit there and say, this is me. But am I getting caught up in the minutia of things? Am I getting caught up in the chaos of things and not fully embracing who I am, what I want, and what I desire in my life? I am. Say that to yourself. I am. And hear in your voice, or hear in your head what comes next. I am strong, I am capable, I am prosperous, I am abundant, I am joyous, or I am sad and I am overwhelmed and I am not grateful for anything, because everything is so much. They all have validity to them. We all go through different stages in our lives, and we know the latter half of that when we say everything where we feel overwhelmed and not grateful. We're like, oh, well, that's not good, right? I'm not supposed to be like that. But putting on a false smile and pretending to be cheerful when we are not, that's also not good for us. So Spirit is saying here, let yourself feel, but also be very aware during this time, okay, Taurus, what you're crowning yourself with. This is the crown chakra. This is what's crowning your energy. This is the beautiful golden crown that you wear on top of your head. In your mind's eye, this is your power, your grace, your purpose leading you forward. And let's make sure that crown is beautiful, not old and rusty and crumbling and sad, because we are meant to have a beautiful life. We might not be meant to have a Rolls Royce, McMansion in the sky life, but that's okay. That can be for somebody else. But if you live a life filled with joy, content in your purpose here on earth, as you move forward, you're going to be richer than most people ever can imagine being. Let's see the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. This is the Nine of Pentacles reversed. It's going to be very easy for us to be in the past or to be in the future, but being right here, right now, showing up for ourselves, that's going to be super powerful, and that's going to be something that can take a little bit of focus. During this time, being tuned into ourselves, that's going to be one of the most powerful, most purposeful things that we can do for the first half of December. So again, it will be very easy to be in the past. It will be very easy to be in the future. But right here, right now, that can seem overwhelming. That can seem, not nice. I don't like it. I don't want to do this type of energy. So just be aware of this. We're crowned with the King of Cups, okay? The King of Cups, no, I'm sorry, not the King of Cups, the King of Swords. The King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is leading, Spirit said before, I believe Spirit said this is leading by the heart. And that's where the King of Cups came forward so powerfully. But it's having the mind connected with the heart. And our heart and our mind, they talk all the time. Our heart talks to our brain all the time, biologically speaking. So here, when we're looking at the King of Swords, when we're looking at this time, this is a time of clarity of insight. This is a time of saying, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. If you have air sign energy in your chart, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, this part of your personality is going to come out rather dominantly during this time. There's going to be a clarity of thought. You can be such a quick wit during this time. You can have a way of taking in information that you're leaving everybody else in the dust. So just know that about yourself, that there's this powerful presence that's leading you forward. Now, with the King of Pentacles reversed, that's us. So we can become very caught up in the money of things. I mean, especially gift giving season, we can become very caught up. How much am I spending? How much is this? How much is that? Looking at things, kind of wanting, instead of nurturing certain things, it's like, well, this should already be formed, or these should already have these connections. So be mindful about this. The moon here, and I think this is such a sweet card. We're going to get into everything more, but we're just going over an overview. The moon is saying to us, in the quiet of night, what do we listen to? What do we connect with? What comes forward in our brains and in ourselves? So that's like what comes forward in our thoughts can also be seen as, what are my angels saying to me? And am I listening to my angels, or am I listening to the daily worries? The fear of the past, the fear of the future, instead of being present in this moment. The Emperor reversed. Now, this can be being a little bit argumentative, so just be mindful about that for ourselves. But also, the Emperor reversed can be trouble with father figures, okay? Or yeah, father figures, head of houses, that type of thing. Like, I don't want to be told what to do, is what I'm hearing. I don't want to be told what to do. And so here, that's coming forward as well. So being aware of that is going to be empowering. This is going to be a time where you don't want to sit there and kind of strategize. You don't want to sit there and plan everything out. You kind of want to go. You kind of want to do. You want to see what happens and what brings you forward. You've had a different way of looking at things and thinking about things. And now you're saying, should I change that again? Or is that right? And you might be going through another awakening, but there's almost a sense of the awakening I'm going through is painful, right? Hanging upside down from a tree, not a not painful thing to do, right? It's going to be painful. With the legs in the position that they are, making that kind of like D, I think that is. Sorry, my dyslexia comes out quite strong. You're going to be, that's a sign of going towards enlightenment. So here, there's going to be the sense of I'm moving towards enlightenment and it's painful. Maybe I change. Like maybe I just go with, the normal path, or maybe I do things the way somebody else is saying to do things. And Spirit's saying, why do you think you're wrong? Why do you think you're wrong? And why do you think you need to change? Like, why do you think you need to be the one who changes? With the Knight of Wands reverse, this is reckless energy, fire sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Now, if we have fire sign energy in our chart, there's going to be a energy around us, especially if it's Aries energy, where it's kind of like, I'd rather be moving than staying still. And sometimes the most powerful thing we can do for ourselves is stay still. But there's almost a sense here of like, I have to be moving forward. I have to be going after this. I have to be moving. Our temper can be a bit fierce during this time. So being mindful of that, kind of scaling back into ourselves, is going to be a very important thing. Touching base, but also touching earth. That's going to be important. Going outside, having a sun lamp on if we live in the northern hemisphere and it's dark all the time, taking care of yourself. That's going to be really, really important, because our temper, our ambition, our kind of drive to keep on moving, that can take over, and that can be really quite intense. So let's talk about this time, astrologically speaking, as well as what the tarot is saying. So astrologically, the planets really start coming into being on the 3rd of December. So the 3rd of December, we have Venus in Libra. Now, Venus is important for us, Taurus, because we're ruled by Venus. And Venus comes up a lot during the first half of this month. Venus is in Libra, which also Venus rules Libra, squaring Pluto in Capricorn. Now, don't let things overwhelm you. With the King of Swords coming into play, there is an energy that's crowning us. It's like, I can see things, I can understand things, but here, there's a level of clarity to you during this time, but inwardly, you might be feeling very overwhelmed. You might be thinking, ooh, how can I handle this? Or, it's all my responsibility and I have to make sure everything is just so. So just be aware of this. It will be very easy to take our issues out on others. It will be very easy to take our issues out on ourselves, like things that we are finding that we're feeling overwhelmed. And so we snap, like not snap in a bad way, but like we're snippy, kind of like I'm just hearing a little barky, like Chihuahua type of dog, a little barky dog, being so stressed that all they do is bark, bark, bark. And that can be like us. We have to calm down, we have to slow down, and we have to turn inward. That is going to be so important, just starting out this month by slowing it down, calming it down, and turning inward. Taking this time as a time of reflection, as a time of coming together, because on the 4th, we have Venus entering into Scorpio. So this is a very passionate time for us. This can be a time where we're really looking at what we love and what we desire. It is a great time for strengthening our relationships. Now, tempers can run high. So just be aware. We're really not into the frivolous. So the Emperor reverse can show that during this time. It's like we want those strong relationships. We take our responsibilities very seriously, the relationships that we have, what's expected of us, what's expected from others. But we also can see things as, this is a waste of my time, right? Certain issues that can come up, people who are being more kind of complainy, and we're looking at them and we're like, I have real problems. These aren't real problems. Like, get it together type of thing. Now, we wouldn't say that to somebody, though we might in a bit of temper. But here, it's like, just be mindful. that we can be very frustrated, that we can be overwhelmed, that it can seem like there's being a lot put on our shoulders. And Spirit is saying we have to know when to say enough is enough. And so if that means our workload is lessened drastically in the first half of December, do so. What you're expecting from yourself needs to match your soul inside. All right. So if that means I need to slow it down and I need to start touching base with me, do so. Because you're going to find that all of a sudden this turns around and you can start to see things in 3D, right? You can start to look at the maps again, kind of like look at the situations and see, oh, this should be like this and that should be like that. And the clarity comes and it moves you forward with empowerment, with determination, with focus. And it moves us to the 5th of December, where Venus in Scorpio is trine Saturn in Pisces. And this is a time where we're very committed to those who we are close to. And we want to feel valued and we want them to know that they are valued. So make sure that we're taking time at night when we're looking at everything, when we're looking at what we love, when the day is calming down, to touch base with what we value, to say, this is what's important to me. You know, this is where I need to be. The moon is illuminating things, but much quietly, much more gently. There we go. That's a better way of saying it properly, right? Much more gently. We're starting to see, okay, what's important to me? What do I want? How can I move forward? What's logical? Now, there's going to be a sense during this time, and this is just the first 5 days, where we can look at things and we can want things to be too logical. The King of Swords is that logical, prosperous, determined energy. Now, if the King of Swords was the King of Swords is in the upright position, but if that was in the upright position with the King of Pentacles ourselves, it would be like, okay, listen, this is a go get him type of first half of the month type of time, right? Go get it, achieve, succeed, go after what you want, build, grow. You're going to see major success. Now, you can. What we have to do is we have to turn this King of Pentacles around and we have to say, what seeds am I planting? What do I have to nourish? And I cannot rush the seeds to grow. And that's going to be important. With the King of Swords, there is a sense here of clarity of voice. If, again, you have air sign energy in your chart, if you have air sign energies in your life, these people, their words are going to be very valuable to you. Even if you don't like them, you can be like, oh my gosh, they're so annoying. But what they say rings true. Okay, or what they're saying has validity to it. Within our chart, there's going to be certain aspects of our personality, wherever the air sign energy lies, that has prevalence during this time, but also brings clarity with it, brings a bit of insight. It's like follow the golden string. I'm just seeing the string pulling you forward. What is it in Greek mythology? It's the golden string with the leading the person out of the maze with the Minotaur. Oh, I forget her name. It starts with an A. Oh, if you know it, put it in the comment box, please. But Ariadne, I think it is. And if that's wrong, please let me know. But there's a sense here of like that golden string leading you out of a maze. But what you have to know is that you're going to be kind of inclined to be in the maze, like two in the maze, like two in the puzzle, right? Solving the puzzle is going to be important. And it's going to be like, oh, I see the golden string, but I don't need to be distracted right now. And it's like, no, the golden string is your way forward. So here, you're going to get outside help. There's going to be some sort of clarity that comes either from another person, part of your chart coming forward, like part of your personality coming forward that you usually don't pay as much attention to as our main parts of our personality, handing that golden string, handing you that insight. It's going to be a time to focus on what you have planted, like what you want to see grow, not being frustrated that you're not already there yet. And that's going to be something, Taurus, that we find a little bit difficult during this time. It's like, well, I already want this to be moving me forward. And Spirit's like, well, that's great. We're not there yet. Hold on. I just need a sip of water. And then we move to the 6th of December. And the 6th of December is Neptune direct in Pisces. And this is important because Neptune has been in retrograde. And with this retrograde ending, the fogginess that has been around us is lifted. And it's been around everybody. Everybody hasn't been seeing quite as clearly. So we start off with ourselves reversed, right? We're not seeing things quite as clearly as we need to, as we want to. And then on the 6th, with the fog being lifted, it's like, oh, I can see things more clearly now. I'm more motivated. I have more insight. I can see the progression forward. We can also start to see the fears that have been holding us back, the fears that can turn into anger, which when we are afraid, it's that fight, flight, fear kind of mentality that comes forward. And we can say, oh, this has been holding me back, but now this is moving me forward in determination and focus and insight. And there's just going to be the sense, again, of instead of being the emperor who doesn't know how to move forward, or who is selfish and self-centered like Nero, right, who played his fiddle as Rome burnt, we're going to be like Alexander the Great, really moving forward to conquer and achieve and succeed and go after what we want. And that's going to be a huge difference here for us. Now, on the 7th of December, Mercury in Capricorn is trine Jupiter in Taurus. Now, this is going to be a time, to act on our big ideas. We're a little bit inspired during this time. We're a whole lot inspired during this time. We can see opportunities more clearly. And this is going to be, again, moving through a calmer light. I just see a gentler light shining on you. You might want a spotlight. Might want things to be a little bit more glitz, a little bit more glam, and that's fine. It's just not going to be. It's going to be a gentler time. Move slower. With the insight that's coming in, move slower, move gentler. Because you have been thinking, maybe I need to change. Maybe I need to change the way that I'm seeing things. Maybe I need to change the way I'm internalizing what I want. And Spirit is saying here, the awakening is never easy. You go through a crucible. You do. You go through a crucible in life. You go through a fiery rebirth. You go through a deeper understanding. And we can think, well, that road seems easier. And it is. But it's not going to bring us to our life purpose the way the road that is a little bit more challenging is. And I'm not saying to put ourselves, through horrendous things. That's not what Spirit is saying at all. What Spirit is saying here is that, what is that song? You got to know when to fold them, know when to hold them. And I don't remember the rest of it. But there's a sense here of almost wanting to fit in, or thinking, oh, well, I need to be like this. And it can be because we're around certain people and we're thinking, oh, I should be more like them. And Spirit's saying, be like you. Be like you, Taurus. Be like you. You're seeing things differently. You're moving forward in your own path and in your own way. And somebody even might say something snarky like, oh, well, can't you just fit in? Or why do you always have to be so weird? Or why do you always have to be so different? You know how people do? And especially people who know how to press our buttons, which we usually see around the holidays, right? This is going to be a time where it's like, oh, I could change who I am. Or I can keep on moving towards the path of my enlightenment, towards the path of following what my angels, my spirit guides, my soul is calling me towards. Now, on the 9th of December, we have Venus in Scorpio opposite Jupiter in Taurus. Listen, Jupiter is in Taurus. Jupiter in Taurus is a great time for us. It's a time for big ideas. It's a time to go after what we want. But note on this day, on the 9th, this is a bit of a lazy day. It is. So just be aware of this. We need to be kind to ourselves. We can have a lot of expectations. That energy of like, hurry up and wait is here a lot. We have a lot of expectations, a lot of ideas, a lot of a big push forward. And then we have to wait. We have to stop. We have to kind of surrender to what time is allowing right now. So during this time, we can be really frustrated. Again, we're going to think any movement forward is better than sitting still. But if we're in the Northern Hemisphere and we're going into winter, sometimes, and the darkness is coming in and the moon's light is shining on us more than the sun's light is, sometimes the stillness is the most appropriate path. It's like, okay, how do I start to shift into a still time, into a quieter time, into, a coming into myself and my ideas and my awakening time? If you're in the Southern Hemisphere and you're going into summer and it's like, okay, how do I go and how do I let myself be born into the fire and the going and the passion of summer? How do I follow a calmer path through the illumination? Like, it's almost like you need things kind of toned down a little bit. The sun comes forward, it's intense, it's powerful, but how do I will see the most truth and I will get the most clarity through the reflected light of the sun, which is through the moon. And that's going to be a game changer for us. It really is. Now, on the 11th of December, we have Mercury in Capricorn, sextile Venus in Scorpio. And dealing with people is going to be easy for us today. It's going to be easier. We have a way with people. We have a way with connecting. We will also be working on new ways of expressing ourselves, new ways of moving ourselves forward. There's a power that we're seeing in us, but we think, I just have to change who I am, right? To step into that power. And that's what we're seeing here with the Emperor and the Hangman reversed. I just have to change a little bit, right? I just have to tweak. I just have to improve. There's always going to be something more to work on, more to work on, more to work on. And Spirit's saying, well, what if we just see ourselves and say, oh, but this is me? And then call out our negative behavior, right? Our laziness or our, apathy for things, or our apathy for ourselves at times, and say, okay, but this is me. And what if I decided to be the best version of me? Not putting all that extra stress on ourselves, but what do I need to do right here, right now, to let myself shine, to let myself come into myself fully? What is holding me back? And just ask yourself, what's holding me back? You're going to be surprised, because Spirit will answer, your soul will answer you. And the first instinct, like the first answer that you get, the first thing that comes to your mind, it's like, oh, follow that. And it could be like not putting my laundry in the hamper, right? It could be something really little like that. Like that's keeping me held back. It's like, okay, well, if I can change that, then what other little steps can I take to start moving me forward, to start opening up the doors? Now, on the 12th of December, we have the new moon in Sagittarius. There will be a separate video on that. On the 13th, we then have Mercury going retrograde, which I know nobody needs for the holidays, but that's the way it is working. And then on the 14th of December, we have the moon in Capricorn trine Uranus in Taurus. Now, Uranus is about the awakening. In Taurus, there's going to be the sense of awakening into our power, awakening into ourselves. Uranus rules Aquarius. So if you have Aquarius in your chart, that is going to be really shining through. And it's saying here, take a different approach to life. Look at things differently. Kind of step out of your comfort zone. Do the unexpected, or like the unconventional is going to be a very powerful place for you. There's a power to your words. There's a power to your insight, to your determination, to your focus, to your sense of, this is me, this is what I want, this is where I'm going, this is who I am. Your voice is carrying this whole entire reading. The way you are connecting with your throat chakra is going to be very important. Humming, chanting, singing, that vibrational energy through the throat chakra is going to be very, very powerful for you. There is also a sense of creation through words, or understanding through words. This could be through writing. This could be through music. This could be through whatever form of expression of story that you embrace in your life. This is coming forward during this time. So making sacred space for that and holding sacred space for yourself is going to be a very powerful thing. You're not taking care of your own roots. You're trying to take care of everybody else's roots, like tend to all the different plants, all the different things, right? And kind of want things to be further along than they are. The only roots, and I keep on seeing this as roots of the tree, that you need to take care of right now are your own. The King of Pentacles reversed is saying, make sure that you are firmly planted in what you want and what you desire. And it's not that egotistical way. It is really saying, okay, I'm showing up for myself. I'm not spreading myself so thin. Instantaneous gratification, that's not the earth sign way. You don't plant a seed and then tomorrow have it grow into, a beanstalk. It makes great fairy tales, great stories, but it's not how life works. We have to slowly wait for things to grow and mature and become. And that's what we need to do here. We're not showing ourselves the proper grace. We have this restless energy to us that keeps on coming through that is like, well, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. The Knight of Wands is the best way of saying it. It's like, I have to keep on pushing forward. There's a fire, there's a passion, there's a burning in our belly to say, okay, push it forward, get going, do it, do it, do it. And Spirit is saying here, that will lead us to the Emperor reverse. That would lead us to Nero, watching Rome burnt as he plays his fiddle, right? Watching the fire take over and consume what you are supposed to be taking care of, what you are supposed to be nurturing, all right? And that's our lives. That's our birthright, our path forward. It's our existence. Don't change what you believe in. Don't change how you see things because of what somebody else says, because what somebody else thinks. Awakenings are never easy. They never are. they are much more intense than we think they are. And there's a power to us through going through this awakening, through going through this insight of self. It brings us to our subconscious spirit message, and that is nature. Connecting with our nature, connecting with who we really are and what we really want, but also going outside and connecting with nature. That's going to be very important for us. Touching earth, like sitting down or standing on the ground or having a sip of coffee outside. If it's too cold, just a sip of coffee, come back in. But going outside, that's going to be super important. It moves us then to our subconscious chakra message. And this is self-mastery reverse. This is the solar plexus chakra. We're not listening to our guts as much as we should be. Your gut is talking to you. So listen to what your gut is saying. So you might be eating something that kind of throws your gut off, or, kind of, yeah, you're not listening to your gut. And your gut is that gut feel, like that gut reaction. It's the first way we learn how to listen to spirit. And so opening up to what our soul is telling us is going to be very, very, very important for ourselves. It's going to be a game changer. But knowing here, we're going to take other people's words over our own, or we're going to say, well, I just need to get it done. So I just need to keep on pushing forward, and not take care of ourselves. And Spirit is saying here, hey, slow it down and take care of you. You are vitally important. You are Taurus. You are vitally important. Our subconscious tarot message, energy that we need to be mindful of, is the Queen of Swords. It's been interesting. We're crowned by the King of Swords, and we're being told to be mindful of the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a person who can give a compliment and an insult in the exact same breath. This is somebody who can cut you down at the knees and knows what they're doing. There's a cruelness to this person. There's a cruelness to this energy. And if we've had this in our lives subconsciously, like this person has been in the back of our thoughts or has gotten in our head in one way or another, they don't have to be an air sign energy. They're just somebody who's cruel and who uses their voice, their words as a weapon, like, to pit people against each other, to make you feel less than. They're the type of person where you could go and, have the most beautiful outfit on, had your makeup done, your hair done, just look exquisite. And then you walk down and they go, oh, that's what you're wearing? Oh, oh, I would never be so brave as to try and pull off that or something like that. Like, it's like they're just mean and they know how to make you feel small. Now, I see this as a person more in the past where like this energy is coming forward, or they could be a person from the past coming forward into the present now. Don't let their voice have the credence it once did. It once had authority to it. Now just think of it as an annoying mosquito and squish the mosquito. Of course, metaphorically speaking. Our subconscious tarot message is the Eight of Cups reversed. The Eight of Cups is walking away from what we once thought we would love. Like, it's like, okay, this is over. And subconsciously, we might not be ready for something to end quite yet, or to walk away from something that we had hoped would be different or something else, or have a different spin to it. I see you more walking away from like an idea of something. A dream of something, I always say that it has such crisp, beautiful edges to it. It's a dream. It hasn't been sullied by reality. And there's something here where it was just a dream and it wasn't the reality of it. The reality of it is going to take you down a much different path than you had expected. Subconsciously, we're not ready to say, okay, this dream is taking on a different light, like, is moving forward in a different way. It doesn't mean that we might not go back to this dream later on and it might not take the form that we had imagined it would. But it's like, okay, this is changing right now. And I need to understand that. And I need to step into this part of my dream, this part of my power, this part of myself. All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time, of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. And have a blessed first half of December. Bye.